just so that we've got this here. Beautiful. So you might have to approve that. I'm not sure, we've got a new student who's joined, and often the repeat offenders, they're too busy to jump into these calls. It's good when they do, but they usually too busy. But when we have a small round, it's good because then you get to ask all your questions, which is awesome. So you get like half an hour of one-to-one. Yay.
Yeah, I know. That's really good.
Yeah. So what's happening?
Not much. Crazy day, but we're here. The kids are doing their homeschooling. So yeah, I'm just gotten home. I hurt my neck, so I've had to go to physio today.
Yeah.
I started bike riding in lockdown, and I think it's like my whole side is. Anyway.
Are you getting? I'm so sorry for the people listening to the recording. Sucked in, but do you ride out, like out and about, or do you ride at home on the trainer?
Out and about, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shock on the body, isn't it?
It is.
I started riding in lockdown as well, but we also set ourselves up with the trainer and Zwift and everything so that you can ride here, and
cool.
And you can ride with your friends and stuff, right? So virtually.
Yeah.
And I had, before lockdown, like the original lockdown, I had demolished our old kitchen chimney, and I had like 2 disc bulges in my neck. So like you, where you just got that look like I don't want to turn. Yeah, and I'd start riding, and 10 minutes in, I'd be like, okay, bye guys. So much pain. I'm like, this is not working.
Crazy. Oh yeah, it's terrible. But anyway, it'll be
a lot of pressure. It's because we've got such heavy brains,
That's exactly what it is. Exactly. I thought I was pretty fit, but I'm not.
I think COVID's taught us all that we're really not fit.
Yeah.
And now, like, we're so limited in how much fitness we can actually.
I know.
It's ironic.
We try and cram it all in.
Yeah. So what's happening with your biz?
So far I'm just going through all the modules.
Yeah.
I was trying to speed it up, but there's so much content that you kind of get lost in it all. So I've been doing my logo and Facebook page, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
As well on the side, because I really like that whole designy kind of. But I do get bogged down with little details of that. Like it has to be perfect, otherwise I can't launch, or I can't, So that's where I'm at the moment, because I really need to start trying to think about getting clients. Just a couple to start with, just so, because I'm finding it hard to with my services until I have someone on board. I think it might be easier. I don't know. That's my first sort of question.
Do you think maybe because you're working with the builder type people, is there someone there who can be kind of like a beta client for you? You can have an agreement with them that you do some stuff with them for the next, say, 2 or 3 months, and have some caps on it, but in return for the service, they would be giving you feedback and helping you build what will end up being your structure, so they don't have to pay, or they get it heavily discounted or whatever, so you can start looking at how
it fits in. That's what I'm sort of trying to, I've written down all the things that they need, but whether tradies would then be connected enough to do it, I can't see that connection yet. And I've been looking, there is a few trade ad VAs around, not a huge amount, which was good, I thought, but a lot of very big professional kind of ones, but not little. And I was having a look at them, and that's exactly what I would offer. They probably have a little bit more experience in program management side of stuff. So just so one of my questions was, so since I have found a niche that I really enjoy, do I then have to niche again with what I offer, or is that enough of the niche? Do you know what I mean? Like,
No, well, construction's a good niche. You'll find that there's certain things that you can and can't do in construction. But you don't have to narrow yourself down unless you're finding it's too broad, like you're offering everything.
It does feel broad. Yeah, it doesn't feel too broad. I just need to get a bit of I don't know, I can't even find the word for it. Get it all in a row, I guess. So then I can say to someone, yes, I can do from invoicing to, your basic social media, because tradies don't obviously want, marketing and, the whole shebang. They just want all that basic cover.
Yeah.
So I was finding it hard to find anything in, whether I'm explaining it right.
What would be like if they could get someone to support them, right? What would be, say, their 5 top pain points that you can think of now?
That I can think of now. Yep. So time would be a big one. I've spoken to one of the guys at work, and he said time's is a big pain point, because they're doing admin till 10, 11 o'clock.
Time's not the pain point, it's the things that they're doing. What are the things that they are doing or not doing? Time is a result of. What's the actual pain point? What is the thing that is impacting their time?
That impacting their time, like, so that they'd be working all day.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously hands-on tools, so they're not connecting via email or by probably telephone calls, but mobile calls, but they're losing that time of chasing up quotes and doing all their invoicing, chasing up money to get cash flow, all that kind of stuff, because they're leaving it to the last minute.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Okay, so that's one thing. So because they're hands-on during the day, they can't do quote and invoicing and following up payments until out of hours. What else?
What else is knowledge base, I guess, because they don't want to learn tech stuff. They don't want to know how to run a Facebook page and do Canva and all that kind of stuff. QuickBooks, Xero. I guess it comes back.
So so all of those things are pieces of the puzzle, but which you need to be aware of, but they don't. What's the point, the pain for them is that, for example, they're not able to connect with people in their jurisdiction through social media because they don't know how and they don't have the time.
Yes.
Okay, so
the way you worded it, I guess, is different.
So not utilizing social media to connect with potential clients.
Yeah.
To connect. Okay. So there's 2 things. One is money management. The other one is potential clients. So new revenue. What else is there?
I thought, I guess, going back to the programs, not wanting to learn, like,
why do they have to learn the programs?
Xero, and to do their finances, I guess they would have to learn how to set up profiles and set up clients on Xero and QuickBooks and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To send out invoices, so cash flow, I guess, comes back to again.
Yeah. So we're still only looking at 2 things at the moment.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, managing their money and managing incoming new clients. Is there anything else?
Doing quotes.
That's part of the money.
Okay. Oh, I can't think of anything else.
That's good. How much simpler is that?
Yeah, well, I guess. I was looking at it differently, I guess.
Yeah. So what you do now is you go, okay, so there's 2 key areas here that tradies aren't utilizing properly or managing, and it's impacting them in so many ways. All right. So these are the things these are the 2 key things that they're not doing properly. Whether they're doing it because they don't have time or they don't have the skills, doesn't matter. They're not doing it, right?
No.
And the impact of that is that they're not having cash flow. They're pissing off clients because they're not communicating effectively. They're not getting quotes out on time, so they're losing clients. There's so much cost with not doing these two things. So they're not getting new exposure that's easy to do, and they're not making the people they're working with happy to utilize their services. Like the client experience from that first contact through to when they, you know, wipe everything off, walk out the door and the bill's paid, is painful for their clients. Right? So repeat work's going to be a pain, and cash flow is going to be a pain. So what we need to be doing is looking at, okay, so with these two things, they're not managing the customer experience, and they're not managing bringing in new customers, and that's going to cost them time, like with their family. It's going to cost them repeat clients. It's going to result in cranky clients, and it's going to result in less new clients. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't really think of it that way. I kept really dissecting all of them, thinking they were all separate parts, and I was like,
yeah, and it's too overwhelming. Now, to get them all happening and to get the solutions in place, now in terms of the social media, obviously you're going to need to think about their social media page, any local community pages or groups that are in their area that you can kind of tap into, in terms of whether they want to do Facebook advertising, creating graphics if they want to in Canva, or getting them, having a process where they can send you before and after photos. That's part of the process of you delivering it, but it's not part of trying to work out, what the pain is that you're easing. That's how to solve pain, which you do need to know, but you will find easier if you just simplify, okay, what is the problem? The problem is these two things. The impact is these bunch of things, which is what we're going to communicate to the client. This is the cost of not getting help, and you know it, and I can help you. And it's two key areas. And so simplify it for them. We're going to look at the client management, which means, your money side of things, the quotes, invoice and stuff. We're going to manage the client process, and we're going to manage some social media strategy. They're just the two things. Don't want to make it too complicated. Then you need to look at, how am I going to do that? So are you going to be like, what software are they using? Are you going to encourage everybody all to go over to the Soul app or ServiceMate app, or what are you going to recommend? How are you going to manage if they are in a particular program that you don't know yet? So that's where you need to think about, okay, what am I flexible with, and what am I not flexible with? And when it comes to onboarding, what are the steps? So there'll be steps if they've got a system in place that they're not using, versus steps that they don't have a system and they don't know what they're using. So they need, and you'll have minimum requirements. So for example, they'll need to have a phone, like a modern phone that can have the app that you're going to be using to make sure that things happen, right? And they've got to be able to use that. And if they can't use that and they refuse to learn to use that, then probably not your ideal client. They're going to be struggling, right? There's only so much you can do. Yeah,
that's right. I was getting really bogged down with all that, what you just did, especially if they're using different, I haven't used ServiceMate or any of them before. I've been using one for builder specific, for a bigger builder too. But I mean, they're all pretty much the same, I think.
Yeah, they probably are.
That I can jump on and just have a quick look and know what I'm sort of doing. So that's why I thought if I could try and get just a couple of clients just to start to really nut out exactly what I wanted to do, because I would like to help, like to be like a personal assistant, if they need anything, that's where I would come into it. Okay. I'll have to watch this back now, so you'll definitely have to.
That's why we're recording.
I started writing notes, and then I was like, no, I'll just listen to now, and then I'll take notes later.
So sorry, you might find that there's say three recommended app programs that you have for people, right? So that you end up going, yep, this will work for those people. Because when they're booking in their time, if they want to be able to manage their time, their money, their, the payments and their quotes, they are limited in what's going to be effective.
Yeah.
So have an idea of a couple of different suggested packages in terms of not what you're offering in the package, but in terms of what they could use. So if they're already using Xero, what else do they need? Do they need something else? What's that look like? And if they're not using anything like that, is there something like, Soul app or ServiceMate or one of those tradie ones? So Soul is just, it's like a bookkeeping one for sole traders. And
Okay, I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, it's pretty new. And so I've been talking to the guys that are making it. It's Australian. So that's always nice. And they're really good with feedback and kind of communicating about, ways to make it work. So that approachableness is really good and works well with tradies. But just having a think about, if you went to someone now, so think about the people that you know, and you went to them now and you'd be going, okay, well, what do you currently use? And you don't have to have the answer for them now, but say to them, like, would you be open to changing that? Or we have to stick with that? And just do a bit of research and see what they're open to and what they're most commonly using.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's probably a ServiceMate trial you can have a look at.
Yeah. I've been meaning to jump on and have a look at it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more than what I probably had first anticipated. I didn't really think about all the little programs and all that. But
yeah, it's a bit annoying. But...
Yeah.
So you're gonna take the reins a little bit, and don't think that you've got to cater for everything. You don't.
No, that's right. No.
Even web designers have their preferred platforms. And so when we did web design for years, we were like, at the start, we did everything in Dreamweaver. And then we did predominantly WordPress and some Joomla stuff. Like we never did Wix. And if it was a more complicated Joomla one, we'd handball it to one of our friends who was only Joomla. Like, so, you don't have to be the answer to everything. But they would send people to us if it was going to be a WordPress site, because we knew that stuff. There's enough for everybody. There's like a bazillion tradies out there. So
that's right.
There's no shortage.
Sorry, my daughter's trying to send me an SOS. Yes, you can. Write me note.
Yeah, I love it. I've had that before. I've had them like come fly under the door.
That's it. They were crawling. They were on the video, and
this isn't so formal. We can have them. They can use their legs and walk. Okay. We'll allow it. So Gabrielle is half here. She hasn't got her video or her sound on. We don't know what she's doing. Here we go. This is how you get them to do it.
I don't want to show my face.
Why? Your face is stunning.
I am with I have to work from my room. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know how it's gonna look behind me.
We don't mind.
We don't mind.
I just need to go in settings. Give me 1 second. Keep going. Sorry. I'm a little bit late. Sorry.
That's all right. Brad is probably like, oh my God, I can't have more information from Rosie now because
my head's about to explode already.
Yeah. Did you have another question you wanted to kind of explore?
The other thing was, it was just really about, where is it? Where did I write it? So with the whole pricing thing, the packages that was doing my head in too. I was like, that's too much for me at the moment. I'm just going to do per hour kind of thing. But like I was going to do it at like 35. But when I did my thing, it was, and then I listened to your whole thing last week, and it was obviously way too low.
Yeah.
So I was going to do around $50, but I don't know. Every time I say, I can't even say it. Isn't it silly? Yeah. Like I feel like it's not even worth that, but it's most likely 100% is. But to me, it's very hard to even say it out loud. Like someone asked me the other day, and I was like, "Oh, around," and I kept making up all these different words. It was so weird. It's
It's
like I was
so
a bit
good that
embarrassed.
it's great that you can see that you're doing that though.
Yeah, oh yeah, I could definitely see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. I was like, oh my God, now I sound like a Fruit Loop. Like I was just like,
And then you go, you just tell me the price. Just you just
Pretty
make the
much.
price.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what I was going to end up saying.
You know what, you can actually just keep practicing saying it. You could say it to your kids every time your kids walk in the room.
Yes.
Just say to them, that'll be 50 an hour. And just it'll drive them mental. This is my medical advice for you, is to do that, because I just think it would be funny and I'd like you to record it. But you just got to keep practicing saying it, but also there's confidence in knowing why. So for example, I did a podcast recording with these amazing women who run a financial podcast yesterday, right? And we were talking about how the VAs that are charging the 30, 35, 25 an hour can't possibly afford to keep learning, to have the right insurance, the right software, to network and connect with people. So their longevity is in question.
Yeah.
Now, if your clients want you to hang around for the long term, then that's the price. If they want to have a short-term solution and have you run yourself into the ground and then make yourself bankrupt, well, then by all means, go offshore and get some help there, because you're worth it. And the thing is, it's not just about, as I said, it's not just about knowing Canva and knowing social media and knowing the different software programs. It's about what we were talking about, where they're working out of hours, their cash flow's gone to shit, they're stressed. Clients are stressed. There's only so many times I can message my builder and go, Harrison, darling, send me the goddamn quote. And I'm getting really shitty because you haven't sent me the goddamn quote. I want to work with you, right? And so I'm at that point, clearly needing some therapy, where my tradie, I had to say to them, can you just tell me ballpark figure? I still haven't seen the quote, but I'm like, yeah, let's do this thing. But one day you should probably send me the quote, right? And he needs a VA, by the way. And so, that part of the relationship is, if he wasn't such a champ, I initially ditched him.
That's right.
He didn't show up for the first few times to do the quote. And I said, you can forget about it. I'm done. I am totally done. You're annoying me. And he's like, please, let me try again. I'm so sorry. And then he came and he was so freaking nice. And his little, his sidekick's so damn nice. And I'm like, you're lucky you're nice, and you better price this according to how much you've annoyed the shit out of me so far. And he's like, oh, I will. And then when he came and did the deck, he got me hot chocolates and stuff. Like he has to suck up to me now, because his processes are so bad, but his delivery of it was wonderful.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And so the cost, I mean, imagine, raving fan, if I hadn't had to deal with that every time I'm dealing with him. I would just be like, everyone, you need to use Harrison. He's amazing. And he wouldn't be feeling like an idiot. He feels stupid, right? All that's what the $50 an hour, when you look at all that,
it's not,
$50 an hour is pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's right. And like some of the boys at my work have left, and they all just started subbing straight away. And they can subby, $80 an hour. And I was kind of like, well, why can't admin or, finance people do that as well? So, I mean, I do have that in the back of my mind. But when people did ask me, I was really just flustered, to be honest. And I'll practice. I'll just tell my kids $50 an hour. And I'll just go, what?
Until you're just totally comfortable saying it. And that was actually something. So Denise Duffield Thomas, have you heard of her?
No.
She's a money mindset coach. I love that you haven't heard of her, because she's so massive, and I feel like everyone's heard of her. And I'm
really? What was her name?
Denise Duffield Thomas. I'm a bit jealous of her. So the fact that you've heard of me and not her.
I follow her back when I had my handmade business.
There you go.
Now that you've said that, I reckon she did a few workshops that I had done for business stuff.
And I'm pretty sure in her book, Get Rich Lucky Bitch, I'm pretty sure that there was something, I think it was her, it might have been someone else, who was saying you just keep saying it until you are comfortable saying it, because
Saying
you're
it.
going to just kind of choke on it for a while.
You do, yeah, and I didn't want to because I know what it's worth, but it's what other people think that it's worth.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
And you
Yeah.
don't know what they think it's worth, and they don't know what it's worth yet. So
No.
there's all these questions that are making you go,
That's
and
right.
at the end of the day, you now know it is worth at least that. And you've got all this value, you've got the brain to back it up. You can look at it and go, guys, you are you're wasting time doing this bit. Or why don't we can set you up so that you're doing all quotes in the southern thingies on Friday, so that you're not stuffing around traveling too far, and then you can have Friday afternoon off. You'll be able to look at that stuff, and they're not going to get that from a cheaper VA anyway.
No, that's right. Yeah.
What
great, thank you.
No worries. Gabriella.
What do you do, Brianna?
I work in construction.
Okay.
So at the moment, I'm just working casually. I do, construction admin.
I see.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how are you going, Gabriella?
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very overwhelmed, but yeah.
In what way?
Well, remember, I've been in this group for a long time.
Yep.
So right now I'm definitely just focusing on my business and then working just 20 hours for Cotonou. And then I am at the point that I cannot postpone, I cannot face everything. So yeah, it's making me very scared. I realized that my target audience, it's people that have no idea what marketing strategy. I need to tell you the service, but anyway, so I figured out that, and it's just making me I need to teach them, and I know it's just too much, because I see that, if from the VAs I looked at, I couldn't find many that does the same thing as I do.
Mm-hmm.
They are just office is small little agents, So that's why I'm but I want to keep as a VA, because I don't want people to expect that I will deliver something that a marketing agents will do,
Yeah. So what are you going to be delivering?
Marketing strategy and graphic design solutions.
Nice. Look at that.
I did talking a lot by myself to get confidence, the price.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
There you go. That's so simple. And so who are you going to be? You're going to be targeting, you said people who have got no idea. So who are they, and how are you going to get them over the line?
So I want to do I am targeting mompreneurs.
Mm-hmm.
That mompreneur. I need to learn how to say preneur.
Oh, we all know. We all need to learn how to say that.
And entrepreneurs, but woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much it. And then now I have everything sort of about service that I didn't have before. Remember the last time I was
mm-hmm.
And even the girl that you sent me, it's not the same thing. I realized that no, I explained myself totally wrong. So
mm-hmm.
yeah, marketing strategy is really what I love, really what I want to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I keep sabotaging myself. Imagine I'm here saying that I want to do marketing strategy, and I don't know how to do my own marketing strategy.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty normal. Yeah. So you're too close to the project. It's so hard to do your own. We ended up outsourcing the design and website for us when we were doing website and design, because we couldn't do our own everything. And plus, because it was my husband and I, we never agree on anything to do with design and layout unless somebody else has done it. Every time I put something to him, he's like, nah. And I'm and then I get shitty. I'm like, well, fine. I'm not going to bother doing anything then. You can just suck it up and blah, blah, blah. And so, because you're too close. So, yeah. So sometimes it's not a cop out to get someone else to do that for you.
Yeah.
even though you're doing that for other people. It's funny, but that's just kind of how it is.
And like, I just keep thinking, I used to sell rugs, 5,000 rugs, and I cannot sell myself.
Yeah. Your worth is not defined by the rugs, whereas you naturally think that your business is part of your worth. Like the success of the sale of stuff in your business is personal, even though it shouldn't be. It's personal. Whereas with the rugs, they weren't your rugs and you didn't make them, I'm assuming. And at the end of the day, you know, it's neither here nor there. And that disconnect, but the desire to help people have rugs that they like is actually super helpful. But that's why, you know, disconnecting from your own, like, how can you look at it that way when your heart is so tied in to what it is you're doing? So I think with services like that, you know, there'll be people out there who do CRM services who have the shittest CRM themselves. You know, the people doing website stuff who have a shit website, people who are doing social media who are never on social media, or they outsource it. You know, so because they don't want to spend time doing that in their own business, they want to be working for other people. So yeah, it might be worth just saying, partnering with someone else and just going, hey, look, you know, so I know someone, Hayley, what's her surname? Robertson, Hayley, let me check. Hayley Robertson. Where is it? She's so fabulous. myclientstrategy.com. She's also got a marketing membership, but she's someone I've been in contact with for years through She Will Shine community. And, you know, you could say to her, look, I can't do my own marketing strategy. You know, can I do some sessions with you so you can, so I've got that external disconnected sort of perspective. And she's been helping me with a couple of things and she's so fabulous. So, and just a real giver. You'll love her. But yeah, it's too hard to do it for yourself.
I know.
At it. Yeah.
Yeah, I did my copywriting. I outsourced it. I think it might be a good idea, but I am at the moment that I have no more spare money to invest in my business.
Yeah.
So the clients I have for marketing strategy are paying me from Brazil. Like,
and what's the currency like? Like, well, how does that convert?
it's
Oh, no.
like $1, it is R$4.
And so how much are you charging them?
So 1,000 for like, I'm giving like what, 10 hours per week, a little bit less than that.
Yeah. And how much do you end up with in your pocket?
So it makes 200. It makes 200 per month in here, but for them it's like a lot.
Oh.
So I'm trying to reduce my clients from Brazil to get it more from here. But let's say, the people I am in the environment here, so that's why I need to like really upgrade my prospection skills. That's why I even bought the like your job lead stuff there. Because everybody that I know from here, they are students, they don't have a business. You know, my people around me, it is not, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't think in the Virtually Yours group, right, there's a lot of people in there that do social media and they do website development or copywriting or whatever, but I don't think there's many on there that actually specifically do marketing strategies. So why don't you get a little bit more vocal in there about what you offer, give some tips, and maybe I'll ask some pointed questions that you could answer and just showcase how clever you are. And potentially, you know, there could be some leads in there.
Okay. I'll do that. Yeah. Also, yes, exactly. Yeah, I need to do that.
Someone else you can reach out to who's amazing with referrals and stuff. Like, he's got a membership that's way expensive, but he helps people out either way. He's just such a nice guy. Is Michael Griffiths. So he is, let me just find him. if I could spell it properly, that would be helpful. Griffiths Referrals. He is, michaelgriffiths.com.au, referral marketing guru. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yes, over there. Perfect.
Marketing guru, is that 2 G's? Marketing guru, yep. He's just such a nice guy, and he does these sessions where you can kind of network online in groups and stuff, and you rock up and he'll split you into, he'll do breakout rooms, and you all just kind of get to know each other and network and all that sort of stuff. And I've got some of the Viva webinar people from that when I was doing that, where I just go, I love what your message is, I want my members to hear this, and I'll get them to come over as a speaker. But he's all about building those connections and whatnot. And I think that when people, get to chat to you and you talk about marketing strategies and stuff, and they'll see that you've got that energy around that, then, that's where we start. And that's where we start to build that know, like, and trust factor, which you've got to build up here rather than, because Brazil, one of my best friends is Brazilian, and she got, her mother passed away last year. And with the small amount of money that she got from that, I think she was able to bloody pay off her father's house or something. Like, it was crazy. Like, the exchange was so bad that we are rich, man. Like, if we went over there, we'd all be able to buy a house.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, like whatever.
I love it, but
but it doesn't work in terms of paying. Yeah, it's just
but
impossible.
I'm relating same as like when I first arrived here, that I had to like build my people trust to hire me. So it's just a process where you go building up. But I think it's that situation where I am trying to do my own thing, like my own strategy, my own and it's not working.
Yeah. I think just start small for now. Just build your community. And chat to people. You might end up doing like what we said at the start with Brianna, where you get someone who you go, you know what, I'm going to do a marketing strategy for you, and because I need some case studies. Exactly. And just do them and start building a reputation. Like, I don't like people working for free, but at the same time, even if it's discounted or if there's some sort of swap deal or whatever, to get your foot in sometimes, it can be really, really hard if you don't have those people that are willing to give you a shot at the start.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
But it was, yes, agree. I had something to, oh gosh, you were okay, what, just keep going. I forgot what it was.
All good.
Go. No, got again.
You know what, my Brazilian friend, she works in Child Protective Services, and she's on the phone a lot, and so she reckons that people instantly judge because of her accent. They think that she's stupid, and so she's learned like how to like Australianize some of the words that she says, and it's so funny when she's talking about like mum and dad, like she just flattens them out so epically because that's what she hears us doing. And it's so funny. She goes, as soon as I start using Aussie like accent with stuff, just with little bits of words here and there, she goes, then they stop giving me crap. I'm like, that's so unfair. It's so unfair. But
But I agree. Sometimes when I'm working at Cotton On, like someone comes in to pay, I'm like, hey, how are ya? And I don't know how are ya. It is terrible, but I'm just so like, I don't know.
It's trying to make that connection. That's the thing. Yeah.
I remember. Oh. So let's say job leads.
Yep.
I had that job lead that I sent to you, and I love that I'm learning how to reply them. Brianna, how are you with replying job leads?
I haven't got that far yet.
I see. Yeah.
Yep.
It's hard. Okay. And I was like, at before going to bed and thinking, oh my gosh, how I'm gonna do this. But you know, when you were not excited about the project, I think like I kept remembering the question you made before, saying, is this really your scope? Is this really what you want to do? So I just kept like, I don't know. I feel like this is not, as much as I need clients, what is your opinion? As much as I need clients and everything, I should be searching for clients that are on my job list. That, let's say, creating content for Facebook, Instagram, it is not marketing strategy. They will be giving me the marketing strategy, but I got so like overwhelmed about I need customers and that I freak out. But I think that I shouldn't be going for that one, and I should be spending my time to find people that are really after what I will offer.
Well, at least it's slightly connected. It's not like you're applying for something like, you know, a hairdressing job or whatever, but you with those clients, the ones that say I need someone to post for me and blah, 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 it is worth saying in that when you respond to the job lead, it is worth asking them, do you have a strategy? You know, so because that is something that we do, we can offer that and we can chat to you about that. But if you do have a strategy in place, we can work with that and sort of start seeing how to test and measure that, because you never know where it will go. And then if it ends up being one that just annoys the crap out of you, then you just handball it to somebody else.
Okay.
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 But at least it's in line with, you know, marketing.
And I think would be nice to learn, because they have a marketing strategy. They wrote over there. We have a, so it would be nice for me to be in the other side to know how they. I also thought about that. So I was like, should I, shouldn't I?
Yeah, that's it. It's research for you as well, experiencing what it's like. So, you know, if you're putting together marketing strategies for these small business owners, and you're not implementing them, they're getting someone else to implement them, how do you set it up so that that's an easy and supported system? This is all part of that. So definitely, yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. I thought that I jumped in the session and I just like, please keep going, guys.
Oh, we'd already been talking for about 25 minutes when you came in.
So it's fine. Yeah. No stress at all. It's good to hear other people's opinions and what they're going through as well. That's because I'm completely new, so I have no idea what I'm doing yet.
Yeah, I find that happens every time we do calls like this. I love it when people are on the call at different stages, because and you can see, like Brianna's like, yeah, okay, because it's really interesting seeing what other people are struggling with, and you know, the way that the problem is solved. They're going to be looking at that down the track. And so, you know, whether they're ready for that information yet to implement it or not doesn't matter. It's all about hearing it, the different ways problems are solved, and feeling that you can relate to the fact that you never have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. But as I said, you know, I can refer you to, ironically, a referral guru, and, you know, try and look at different options and stuff. But, you know, two of the things you guys are going to be doing is doing more research, like find out more about how that works. So you're going to be, you know, looking at how building your network a bit more. And also, if you can get that job lead, looking at how that process feels and how it could be better. And Brianna's going to have a chat to some tradies and find out what systems are they using, are they open to using other ones, and see what ServiceMate or any of the other highly recommended tradie apps look like. So, because I don't know what they look like. I've never opened ServiceMate in my life. It's just that I know a few tradie VAs who have referred to it. So yeah.
The code just cut in the exact time you said, what is Brianna look like? What's going to be your research about?
So she's going to be talking to tradies about what sort of software programs they're currently using, if they're using any at all, and if they're open to change with that. Like, what are they using at the moment? Yeah. She looks excited about it too, doesn't she, Lou?
Sorry, I'm off in deep thought.
Yeah, I think
my brain's about to explode.
Yeah, I think that's the sessions are good at 45 minutes, because otherwise it goes too long and people
Yeah.
start to cry, and we don't want criers.
Yeah.
We want
I'm
winners.
definitely not going to cry.
I'll just
Well,
make
not
you
yet,
cry.
anyway.
I'll cut my calls short by making people cry. Be like, once we hit the 50-minute mark, I'm going to start.
Yeah.
No.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
funny.
So that's your homework
Oh,
for
thank
you. No worries. And then we'll catch up next week. So there's not a lot of time,
That's great.
and just sort of see where you're at and what you found out.
Yep,
Okay.
sounds great. Thanks so much.
No worries. You guys are amazing.
Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, you too. Enjoy. Get off Zoom.
Yeah. Thanks. See ya. Bye, Gabriella.
Good luck. Bye.
You too. See ya.